Most people chasing wealth are doing it wrong. They read the books, follow the gurus, hustle harder, invest smarter, and still stay stuck. Why? Because the one mindset shift that actually changes everything is the one nobody talks about. It's not positive thinking. It's not visualization. It's not even discipline. It's the brutal, uncomfortable realization that wealth isn't attracted by desire. It's attracted by identity. Right now, deep down, your brain is still wired to believe. People like me don't get rich. Money is hard. If I get too much, I'll lose it all. Or I'm not the kind of person who deserves overflow. Those aren't thoughts. They're identity anchors. And as long as they're there, no strategy, no hustle, no investment will break you through. This audiobook exposes the hidden wealth mindset shift nobody talks about. Rewiring your core identity so that abundance feels inevitable, not exceptional. You'll learn the silent identity traps keeping 99% of people financially average, how to spot and destroy the subconscious wealth ceiling you didn't know you had, the exact identity upgrades self-made millionaires quietly make, daily mental rituals that make rich feel normal instead of distant. Why most people sabotage wealth even when it arrives, and how to stop it forever. If you're tired of feeling like wealth is always one step away, if you're done with surface-level motivation and ready for the deep, uncomfortable identity work that actually moves the needle, stay with me. This isn't another feel-good mindset book. This is the raw psychological shift that turns "I wish" into "this is who I am." Chapter 1. The Hidden Wealth Ceiling. The Identity Trap Keeping You Stuck Even When You Do Everything Right. Welcome to Chapter 1 of the Wealth Mindset Shift Nobody Talks About. If you're here, you've probably already done a lot of the right things. You've read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, watched the motivational videos, set up automatic investments, tracked expenses, maybe even built a side hustle or negotiated a raise. Yet the bank account still feels stuck in the same range. Opportunities appear, but they slip away. Money comes in, but it leaks out faster than it should. You're doing the tactics, but the results stay average. Here's the shift nobody talks about. The real ceiling on your wealth isn't your skills, your network, or your knowledge. It's your identity. Most people think wealth is about what you do. Unstoppable wealth builders know it's about who you believe you are. Right now, buried deep in your subconscious, there's an invisible identity anchor, a set of quiet, automatic beliefs about people like me and how much is safe/allowed/normal for someone like me. As long as that anchor is in place, no amount of hustle, strategy, or market luck will pull you past a certain financial level. You'll self-sabotage, hesitate, undersell, overspend, or unconsciously avoid the very moves that would break you through. This chapter exposes the hidden wealth ceiling and shows you exactly how it works, why it's so powerful, and the first steps to start dismantling it. This isn't gentle mindset talk. It's psychological surgery, uncomfortable, precise, and permanent when done right. How the wealth ceiling works. Your brain has a thermostat for wealth, a subconscious set point that determines how much money feels safe, deserved, and normal for you. This set point is formed early, usually before age 10, through messages from parents, culture, peers, religion, media, and early experiences with money. Common thermostat settings. People like us don't get rich, we get by. Money is hard to get and easy to lose. If I have too much, people will judge me/I'll become greedy/I'll lose my friends. I'm not smart/ruthless/lucky enough to be wealthy. Wealth is for other people, not me. Once set, the thermostat works like a home heating system. If your financial reality goes above the set point, your subconscious activates cooling mechanisms, self-sabotage, impulsive spending, avoidance of bigger opportunities, guilt about success. If it drops below, it activates heating, hustle, side gigs, risk-taking, but only enough to bring you back to normal. That's why so many people make money, then lose it. The thermostat pulls them back. Lottery winners go broke. Entrepreneurs hit a ceiling at $100,000 to $300,000 per year and can't break past it. Employees get raises and immediately upgrade lifestyle, so net worth stays flat. The ceiling isn't external, it's internal. Evidence of the ceiling in real life. The sudden wealth syndrome study. Lottery winners and athletes with big contracts often return to or below their original financial level within 5 to 7 years. Not because they're stupid, but because their identity never upgraded. Self-made millionaire interviews, e.g., the Millionaire Next Door research, almost every first-generation wealthy person described a moment where they had to consciously decide, I am now the kind of person who is wealthy, and change their habits, friends, spending, and self-talk to match. Imposter syndrome in high earners. Many 6- and 7-figure earners still feel like frauds waiting to be exposed. That's the old thermostat fighting the new reality. The 4 most common wealth identity traps. The deserve trap. I don't deserve more than this. Shows up as guilt spending, giving money away too freely, or sabotaging raises/promotions. The safety equals smallness trap. If I stay small/safe/average, I won't lose everything. Keeps people in comfort zones, undercharging, avoiding investments, staying in bad jobs. The identity conflict trap. Rich people are greedy/arrogant/lonely. I don't want to become that. Creates unconscious resistance to wealth because it threatens core values. The scarcity identity trap. There's never enough. I have to hoard/protect what I have. Leads to underinvesting, lifestyle inflation when money comes in, or fear of calculated risks. How to start breaking the ceiling today. You don't need to wait for a big breakthrough. The ceiling cracks through consistent identity work. Small, repeated actions that prove to your subconscious, this is who I am now. Immediate actions. Write your current wealth identity statement. Be brutally honest. Complete the sentence 5 to 10 times. Am the kind of person who, with money, examples, struggles to keep it, always find a way to lose it, doesn't deserve overflow. Write the upgraded identity. Rewrite it as the person you're becoming. I'm the kind of person who attracts and keeps wealth effortlessly, who sees money as a tool for freedom and impact, who is comfortable with large amounts, who invests boldly and wisely. Daily identity anchor. Every morning and night, read both statements aloud. Then say, I am choosing to become the person who upgraded belief. Today I will act like that person in one small way. Micro-proof actions. Each day, do one tiny thing that contradicts the old identity and proves the new one. Invest $10 even when scared. Say no to an unnecessary expense. Charge 20% more for your service. Skip impulse spending and transfer the money to savings instead. Your Chapter 1 Identity Crack Assignment. Start today. Write your current wealth identity statement. Raw, honest, no sugarcoating. Write the upgraded version. Make it bold, specific, and emotionally charged. Read both aloud 3 times morning and night for the next 7 days. Commit to one daily micro-proof action that proves the new identity. Track it. When old thermostat feelings arise, guilt, fear, this isn't for me, pause and say, that's the old identity talking. I am choosing different now. The ceiling doesn't break in one dramatic moment. It cracks through repeated, small proofs that you are no longer the person who stays stuck. Each proof widens the crack. Eventually, the whole structure collapses, and wealth starts flowing to the new identity you've become. Chapter 2. The Silent Wealth Anchors. Spotting and destroying the subconscious beliefs that cap your money. Welcome to Chapter 2 of the Wealth Mindset Shift Nobody Talks About. In Chapter 1, we expose the hidden wealth ceiling, that invisible identity thermostat your subconscious uses to keep your financial reality within a safe range. Now we go deeper. We're going to name the exact subconscious anchors most people carry, the quiet, automatic beliefs that silently sabotage even the smartest strategies, the hardest hustlers, and the most disciplined investors. These anchors are not loud thoughts you consciously argue with. They're background programs, so familiar they feel like truth. They were installed early, parents, culture, early money experiences, and they run on autopilot. Until you spot them, name them, and deliberately overwrite them. They will keep pulling you back to average no matter how much you do everything right. This chapter will walk you through the 7 most common silent wealth anchors, how they show up in real life, the exact emotional and behavioral sabotage patterns they create, and the step-by-step identity rewiring process to destroy each one. This is not gentle affirmation work. This is psychological demolition. Uncomfortable, repetitive, and permanent when done consistently. Anchor number 1. Money is hard/scarce/always a struggle. This is the most widespread anchor. It makes abundance feel unnatural, so your brain treats large inflows as temporary or dangerous. How it sabotages. You undercharge for your work, I can't ask for that much. You avoid investing, what if it all crashes? You lifestyle inflate any extra money, better spend it before it disappears. You stay in jobs or relationships that keep you struggling because struggle feels normal. Real example. A talented freelancer consistently earned $4,000 to $6,000 per month for years, but never broke $100,000 per year. Every time income approached $8,000 per month, she'd take on low-paying clients, over-deliver for free, or spend impulsively on deserved treats. Her anchor, money is always a hustle. Easy money isn't real. Once she spotted it, she forced the rewrite. Money comes easily when I deliver massive value. Destruction protocol. Catchphrase interrupt. When scarcity thoughts arise, say aloud. That's the old anchor talking. Money flows easily to value creators, and I create massive value. Evidence hunt. Every day, write 3 examples of money coming easily. Coffee paid for, refund, small win. Build proof that abundance is normal. Microaction. Raise your rates 20% this week or invest $50 even if it feels risky. Act against the anchor until it feels false. Anchor number 2. If I get too much, I'll lose it / become someone bad. This anchor creates a subconscious fear of overflow. It makes wealth feel morally dangerous or unstable. How it sabotages. You self-sabotage big opportunities, procrastinate on launches, undernegotiate deals. You give money away impulsively or spend it fast to balance it. You avoid scaling, stay solo instead of hiring, keep prices low. Real example. A consultant hit $15,000 per month, but immediately felt guilty and started overgiving services for free. Her anchor, rich people are selfish. If I make too much, I'll become like them. She rewrote it to, wealth amplifies who I already am, and I'm generous by nature. Destruction protocol. Reframe wealth as neutral/amplifier. Money magnifies character. If I'm kind now, I'll be kinder with more. If I'm disciplined now, I'll be more disciplined with more. Overflow practice. When money comes in, keep 70% plus of it. Save/invest/give intentionally, instead of spending to get rid of it. Identity upgrade. Repeat daily. I'm the kind of person who handles large amounts of money with wisdom, generosity, and integrity. Anchor number 3. I'm not the kind of person who gets rich. This is pure identity conflict. It makes wealth feel personally incompatible. How it sabotages. You avoid learning high-leverage skills. That's for business people, not me. You stay in safe, average-paying roles. You downplay your own wins. It was luck, not me. Real example. A software developer earned $80,000 per year, but watched peers hit $200,000 plus. His anchor. Smart, rich people went to Ivy League. I'm just a regular guy. He rewrote it to, I'm the kind of person who masters high-value skills and commands premium pay. Destruction protocol. Evidence stacking. List 10 people who started regular and became wealthy. Read their stories weekly. Daily identity bridge. I'm already the kind of person whose skill/action that rich people do. Today I'll do one more thing like them. Public declaration. Tell one trusted person, I am becoming the kind of person who builds real wealth. Anchor number 4. Wealth will change me/ruin my relationships. Fear of identity loss or social rejection. How it sabotages. You stay small to fit in with current circle. You avoid networking with successful people. You hide wins or downplay ambition. Destruction protocol. Reframe. Wealth doesn't change core values. It reveals and amplifies them. Social upgrade. Intentionally spend time with people already at your next level, online communities, events, mentors. Identity statement. I am the kind of person who grows while keeping real relationships intact. Anchor number 5. I have to work hard/sacrifice to deserve money. This ties worth to struggle. Easy money feels unearned. How it sabotages. You overwork instead of systemize. You reject passive income streams. You burn out chasing deserved money. Destruction protocol. Reframe. Value creation attracts money, not suffering. Passive income microaction. Set up one small automated revenue stream. Affiliate link, digital product, dividend ETF, identity upgrade. I am the kind of person who creates value effortlessly and receives abundantly. Anchor number 6. There's never enough. I must hoard/protect. Scarcity identity in disguise. How it sabotages. Underinvesting, oversaving without growth, fear-based decisions. Destruction protocol. Abundance proof. Track every enough moment daily. Food, shelter, small wins. Generosity practice. Give 5 to 10% intentionally. Prove circulation works. Identity. I'm the kind of person who trusts abundance and lets money flow. Anchor number 7. I'll be judged/isolated if I get rich. Social fear anchor. How it sabotages. Staying small to belong. Hiding ambition. Destruction protocol. Reframe. Real relationships celebrate growth. Fake ones fear it. Find growth-aligned people. Identity. I am the kind of person who inspires others by rising. Your Chapter 2 Anchor Destruction Assignment. Start demolishing today. Pick the 1 to 2 anchors that hit hardest. Be honest. Which one makes you flinch? Write the exact belief in your own words plus how it shows up in your financial life. Write the replacement identity statement for each for the next 7 days, morning and night. Read old anchor plus new identity aloud. When anchor activates, interrupt. Old program. Not true anymore. Then take one small action that proves the new identity. Track daily. Today I caught the anchor and acted as the new me by action. The anchors are silent, but once named and attacked daily, they lose power. The ceiling starts to crack wider. Wealth begins to feel not just possible, but inevitable for who you are becoming. Chapter 3. The Daily Identity Rituals. Rewiring your subconscious wealth beliefs into automatic habits. Welcome to Chapter 3 of the Wealth Mindset Shift Nobody Talks About. In Chapter 1, we expose the hidden wealth ceiling and how your current identity acts as an invisible thermostat keeping your finances stuck. In Chapter 2, we named the 7 most common subconscious anchors and saw how they sabotage even the best strategies. Now we move from diagnosis to daily execution. Knowing the anchors exist is awareness. Destroying them is work. Repetitive, uncomfortable, deliberate work. The good news is that identity doesn't change through one big epiphany. It changes through consistent micro-rewiring, small, daily rituals that repeatedly prove to your subconscious, this is who I am now. Over weeks and months, these rituals overwrite the old programming until wealth feels not just possible, but normal and inevitable for you. This chapter gives you the exact daily identity rituals that self-made wealthy people, often quietly, used to lock in the new wealth identity. These are not vague affirmations you whisper once and forget. They're structured, forceful practices designed to penetrate the subconscious layers where the anchors live. We'll cover 4 interlocking rituals: morning identity priming, real-time anchor interrupts, evening proof stacking, and weekly identity audit. Each one is simple enough to do even on chaotic days, yet powerful enough to create permanent shift when forced consistently. Ritual 1. Morning identity priming. Set the thermostat before the day begins. Your brain is most programmable in the first 30 to 60 minutes after waking, before the world floods it with noise. Unstoppable wealth builders hijack this window to prime the day with their upgraded identity. How to do it? 10 to 12 minutes. Sit or stand upright. No lying in bed. Posture signals seriousness. Read your current anchor statements from Chapter 2 aloud. Feel the old programming. Immediately read your upgraded identity statements 3 to 5 times with emotion. Speak like it's already true. Examples. I am the kind of person who attracts and keeps wealth effortlessly. Money flows to me easily because I create massive value. I handle large amounts of money with wisdom, generosity, and calm confidence. Wealth is safe, normal, and amplifying for me. Close your eyes for 60 to 90 seconds and feel the emotions of already being that person. Relief of security, excitement of freedom, pride of impact, gratitude for overflow. End with one declaration. Today, I will act, decide, and respond as the person who is already wealthy. Why it works. Morning priming bypasses the critical mind and imprints the new identity before old patterns activate. Neuroscience shows visualization plus emotion strengthens neural pathways faster than words alone. Force it. Put your statements on your phone lock screen or mirror.do it before checking any device. No email, no social, no news that if you skip, do double the next morning, no excuses. Ritual 2. Real-time anchor interrupts. Catch and replace in the moment. Old anchors don't disappear. They trigger throughout the day. The key is catching them in real time and replacing them before they influence decisions. How to do it? Set 3 to 5 phone reminders labeled identity check, random times. When reminder hits, or when you notice scarcity/guilt/fear thoughts, pause for 30 seconds. Name the anchor. This is the old money is hard belief talking. Interrupt. Say aloud or in head. Old program. Not true anymore. Replace. State the upgraded belief 3 times with conviction. Act opposite. Take one small action that proves the new belief. E.g., if fear says don't invest, transfer $10 anyway. If guilt says don't charge more, raise price on next offer. Keep a pocket note/app for quick logging. Time. Anchor triggered. Replacement statement. Opposite action taken. Why it works. Real-time interrupts weaken old neural pathways through repetition and strengthen new ones through immediate proof. Over time, the old anchors fire less frequently and less intensely. Force it. Start with 3 reminders today. Increase to 5 to 7 as habit forms. Make interrupts physical. Stand up, deep breath, speak aloud. Body movement reinforces mental shift. Ritual 3. Evening proof stacking. Collect daily evidence that reinforces the new identity. Your brain believes what it sees evidence for. Evening proof stacking forces it to notice daily wins that support the upgraded wealth identity, even tiny ones. How to do it? 5 to 7 minutes. List 3 to 5 proof moments from the day. Actions that align with a new identity. Invested despite fear. Said no to impulse buy. Charged full rate. Money wins. Received payment. Saved $X. Found unexpected discount. Mindset wins. Caught and replaced an anchor. Felt gratitude instead of scarcity. For each proof, write one sentence. This proves I'm the kind of person who upgraded belief. Read them aloud with emotion. Feel the pride, relief, momentum. End with one forward commitment. Tomorrow I will prove this identity again by one micro action. Why it works. The brain prioritizes evidence over wishes. Daily proof stacking builds an undeniable internal case that this is who I really am now. Force it. Use a dedicated wealth identity proof journal or APPDO it before bed. It programs the subconscious during sleep. If day felt 0 proof, force 1. I breathe through scarcity today. That's proof I'm changing. Ritual 4. Weekly identity audit. Measure progress and tighten the screws. Once a week, Sunday evening or Monday morning, do a deeper audit to ensure the rewiring is progressing. How to do it? 15 to 20 minutes. Review daily proof logs. Read all week's entries aloud. Score 1 to 10. How strongly do I feel the new wealth identity this week? Identify leaks. Where did old anchors win? Impulse buy, undercharging, avoidance. Celebrate wins. Note 3 biggest proofs of the week. Adjust. Strengthen week rituals. Add reminder. Make micro actions smaller if skipped. Set next week's focus. Pick one anchor to attack hardest or one new identity statement to emphasize. End with powerful declaration. I am becoming the person for whom wealth is normal, inevitable, and deserved, and I prove it every day. Why it works. Weekly audits prevent drift, catch patterns early, and create compounding reinforcement. Force it. Block 20 minutes on calendar. Treat as non-negotiable. Use the same template every week for consistency. Your Chapter 3 Daily Rewiring Assignment. Lock in the rituals today. Write or update your upgraded identity statements. 3 to 5 powerful ones. Set up morning priming, statements plus feeling plus declaration. Set 3 to 5 daily identity check reminders for real-time interrupts. Create your evening proof stacking journal entry template. Do it tonight. Schedule your first weekly audit. Next Sunday/Monday. Commit. For the next 30 days, I force these rituals daily. No exceptions. These rituals are not optional add-ons. They're the daily hammers that shatter the old ceiling. Do them consistently, and within weeks, you'll notice decisions changing, opportunities feeling safer, money flowing differently. Within months, the new identity feels more real than the old one ever did. Chapter 4. Daily Money Decisions that Lock the New Wealth Identity into Automatic Habit. Welcome to Chapter 4 of the Wealth Mindset Shift Nobody Talks About. In the previous chapters, we exposed the hidden ceiling, named the silent anchors that enforce it, and built the daily identity rituals that start cracking it open. Those rituals are the mental rewiring, the inner work. Now we move to the outer work, the actual daily money decisions that prove to your subconscious over and over again, this is who I am now. Words and feelings alone do not change identity. Repeated, consistent actions do. Every time you make a financial decision that aligns with the upgraded identity, instead of the old one, you send a powerful signal to your brain, this is normal for me now. Over time, those decisions stop feeling forced and become automatic. The new identity is no longer something you're trying to become. It's who you already are. This chapter is about the exact, repeatable money behaviors that lock the new wealth identity into place. These are not complicated financial strategies. They're simple, daily decision patterns that anyone can force, regardless of current income level. We'll cover 8 core money decision categories, how the old identity typically sabotages each one, what the upgraded identity chooses instead, and the precise microactions you can start implementing today to make the shift real and permanent. 1. Income decisions. Charging what you're truly worth. Old identity. I can't ask for that much. People won't pay it / I don't deserve it / I'll lose clients. New identity. I create massive value. Therefore, I command premium compensation. Asking for what I'm worth is an act of integrity. Daily decision pattern. Before every pricing conversation, quote, proposal, or salary negotiation, pause and say, what would the person who is already wealthy in my position charge? Add 20 to 50% to your first instinct. Most people underprice out of fear. When fear / guilt arises, interrupt. This is the old anchor. I am now the kind of person who values my time and impact appropriately. Microaction to force today. Raise your rate / price / fee on your next offer, client, or job negotiation, even if it's just 10 to 20%. Do it this week. Feel the discomfort. That discomfort is the old identity dying. 2. Spending decisions. Choosing future wealth over present comfort. Old identity. I deserve this now / if I don't spend it, I'll lose it / I need to feel good today. New identity. Every dollar I keep and invest today buys me more freedom tomorrow. Delayed gratification is my normal. Daily decision pattern. Implement the 72-hour rule for any non-essential purchase over $30 to $50. Add to a list. Wait 72 hours, then reevaluate. Most urges die. Before every purchase, ask, does this move me closer to the wealthy version of me, or keep me in the old pattern? When impulse hits, transfer the amount to a separate wealth account instead. Immediate proof of new identity. Microaction. For the next 7 days, every time you feel the urge to spend on something non-essential, pause. Transfer the amount to savings / investments instead, and write, this is the new me choosing future freedom. 3. Investing decisions. Treating money as a tool that works for you. Old identity. Investing is risky / I'll lose it all / I don't understand enough yet. New identity. Money is a tool that grows when wisely placed. I am the kind of person who puts money to work. Daily decision pattern. Automate small, consistent investments, even $5 to $10 per day, into broad index funds or ETFs. Make it automatic so the old fear can't interrupt. Before any investment hesitation, say, the wealthy version of me invests consistently regardless of short-term noise. When market dips scare you, remind yourself, this is buying opportunity. I'm the person who buys fear. Micro-action. Set up or increase one automatic investment transfer today, even if tiny. Do it now. That single action is proof you're already the investor. 4. Saving and cash flow decisions. Living below means as a wealth identity. Old identity. I need to look successful / if I save too much, I'll miss out on life. New identity. I live well below my means so my wealth can compound in silence. This is how rich people stay rich. Daily decision pattern. Cap lifestyle spending at 50 to 60% of income or less during ramp-up phase. Redirect the rest to wealth accounts. When tempted to upgrade lifestyle after income increase, ask, would the future wealthy me spend this or invest it? Celebrate saving wins as identity wins. Every dollar saved is proof I'm becoming the person who builds lasting wealth. Micro-action. For the next 30 days, track every expense and redirect at least one nice-to-have purchase to savings / investment instead. Log it as identity proof. 5. Giving and generosity decisions. Circulating wealth without fear. Old identity. If I give it away, I'll have less. New identity. Giving multiplies abundance. I am the kind of person who circulates wealth generously and receives more. Daily decision pattern. Commit to giving 5 to 10% of every inflow. Income, windfall, side money. Make it automatic. When scarcity says hold it, replace with giving proves I trust abundance, and abundance trusts me back. Give with joy, not obligation. Feel the expansion. Micro-action. Choose one cause / person / charity today. Give something, money, time, knowledge, intentionally. Feel the proof. I am already abundant enough to give. 6. Learning and skill decisions. Investing in future earning power. Old identity. I don't have time / money to learn more. New identity. I am the kind of person who continuously increases my value. Learning is my highest leverage investment. Daily decision pattern. Dedicate 20 to 60 minutes daily to high-leverage learning, finance, business, sales, skills that raise income ceiling. Treat every learning dollar as an investment with ROI, not an expense. When resistance hits, say, the wealthy version of me invests in knowledge first. Micro-action. Block 30 minutes today for learning something that directly increases earning potential. Do it now. 7. Risk and opportunity decisions. Moving toward wealth instead of away. Old identity. Stay safe. Don't risk losing what little I have. New identity. I am the kind of person who takes intelligent risks that compound wealth. Daily decision pattern. Before every opportunity / risk, ask, does this have asymmetric upside, limited downside, large potential gain? When fear says don't, replace with, this is the exact risk the wealthy version of me would take. Start small. One calculated risk per week. New offer, investment conversation. Micro-action. Identify one small risk you've been avoiding. Take it this week, even if tiny. Log it as identity proof. 8. Language and self-talk decisions. Speak like the wealthy identity. Old identity. I can't afford it. Money is tight. I'm bad with money. New identity. That's not a priority for my wealth goals right now. I'm becoming excellent with money. Money flows to me easily. Daily decision pattern. Catch and replace scarcity language in real time. Use upgraded phrases consistently, even when it feels fake at first. Micro-action. For 7 days, write down every scarcity phrase you say / think, then rewrite it as the new identity would say it. Chapter 5. The long game behaviors, sustaining and scaling the new wealth identity over years. Welcome to Chapter 5 of the Wealth Mindset Shift Nobody Talks About. You now have the daily rituals that crack the old ceiling, the real-time interrupts that catch and overwrite anchors, the proof stacking that builds evidence for the new identity, and the decision patterns that force aligned money behaviors into habit. These are the short-term weapons. But wealth isn't built in weeks or months. Real, lasting, compounding wealth is built over years and decades. Most people who get the mindset shift still fade after a few months or years because they never install the long-game behaviors that sustain and scale the new identity. This chapter is about the slow, unsexy, repetitive behaviors that turn a temporary mindset upgrade into a permanent wealth identity. These are the systems that keep the thermostat permanently raised, prevent backsliding, and allow wealth to compound quietly while others chase shiny objects. Unstoppable wealth builders don't just change their thinking, they change their operating system for life. We'll cover the 6 long-game behavior pillars: compounding consistency, lifestyle compression, relationship curation, continuous identity evolution, wealth protection rituals, and joy as a long-term discipline. Each one includes real examples, psychological reasoning, and practical ways to force them into your life so they become non-negotiable. Pillar 1. Compounding consistency, the boring power of never stopping. Wealth compounds through time, not intensity. The biggest difference between average and extraordinary results is not talent. It's consistency over decades. Unstoppable people treat small, daily aligned actions as sacred because they know 1% better decisions, compounded for 10 to 20 years, create exponential gaps. Real example: Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire by making one genius trade. He made thousands of small, consistent, value-aligned decisions over 70-plus years. His identity: I'm the kind of person who never stops learning, never stops investing wisely, never stops being patient. That boring consistency turned $10,000 into billions. How to force compounding consistency. Lifetime streak mindset. Treat every day as part of a 10,000-day chain. Missing a day doesn't just cost 24 hours, it costs the compounding effect on every future day. Minimum viable action scaling. Start micro, 1 sentence, $5 invest, 1 outreach. Every 30 to 60 days, increase slightly, 2 sentences, $10, 2 outreaches, only when the previous level feels automatic. Annual compounding review. Every January, calculate. Net worth growth, skills learned, relationships strengthened, identity proof moments. Celebrate the compound curve, not just the year's absolute numbers. Decade vision checkpoints. Every 3 to 5 years, revisit your 10-year vision letter. Adjust based on who you've become. Make it bolder. Pillar 2. Lifestyle compression. Keep living below means as wealth grows. The fastest way to kill a new wealth identity is lifestyle inflation. Unstoppable people compress lifestyle deliberately, especially when income rises, so more money compounds instead of evaporates. Real example: the majority of self-made millionaires and the millionaire next door live in middle-class neighborhoods, drive used cars, and spend less than 50% of income. They treat wealth as a tool for freedom, not status. Their identity: I'm the kind of person who lets money work for me, not the other way around. How to force it? Fixed lifestyle budget. Cap non-essential spending at a set dollar amount, e.g., $3,000 per month living expenses, regardless of income increases for the next 3 to 5 years. Delayed gratification rule. For any lifestyle upgrade, house, car, vacation, wait 12 months after you can afford it. If you still want it, buy it. Most urges die. Wealth first allocation. On every income increase, automatically route 70 to 80% to investments/savings/legacy assets before touching lifestyle. Celebrate compression wins. When you say no to an upgrade and invest instead, log it as proof I'm the person who builds lasting wealth. Pillar 3. Relationship curation. Surround yourself with people who reinforce the new identity. Your social circle is the most powerful identity reinforcement system. Unstoppable people deliberately curate relationships that normalize and accelerate wealth, and reduce time with those that pull back to average. Real example. Many first-generation millionaires report quietly distancing from old friends who complain about money or normalize struggle. They seek out people already living at the next level, not for status, but for unconscious calibration. Their identity becomes, I am the kind of person who belongs in rooms of growth and abundance. How to force curation. Relationship audit. List your 5 to 10 closest people. Score each 1 to 10 on how much they reinforce wealth identity. Encourage big thinking, celebrate wins, normalize discipline. Increase exposure. Add 1 growth-aligned person per quarter, mentor, peer group, online community, event. Spend intentional time with them. Reduce drain. Politely decrease time with chronic complainers or scarcity normalizers. No drama, just natural drift. Identity reinforcement loop. When around growth people, notice and adopt 1 small behavior/language pattern they use. Pillar 4, continuous identity evolution. Let the new self keep expanding. The wealth identity you install today will eventually become a new ceiling. Unstoppable people evolve at every 1 to 3 years, upgrading beliefs as results grow. Signs it's time. Current financial goals feel too small. Old fears, e.g., too much will ruin me, no longer triggered. You've hit previous income/net worth plateaus. How to force evolution. Identity upgrade checkpoint. Every 12 to 18 months, rewrite your core statements to be 20 to 30% bolder, e.g., I attract wealth easily. I'm a conduit for massive, compounding abundance. Future self-interview. Ask your 5-year ahead self, what do I now believe about money that current me doesn't yet accept? Celebrate evolution. When you notice old anchors no longer activate, mark it as a major milestone. Proof the identity has leveled up. Pillar 5. Wealth protection rituals. Safeguard the new identity from backslide. Success can trigger old anchors, guilt, fear of loss, complacency. Protection rituals prevent regression. How to force them. Net worth snapshot. Monthly. Review assets/liabilities. Celebrate compound growth, not just income. Lifestyle inflation guard. For any big income jump, lock 70% plus into investments for 12 months before considering lifestyle change. Scarcity stress test. Once a year, live 1 month at 70% of current spending. Prove you survive and thrive without lifestyle crutches. Gratitude overflow. When wealth grows, increase giving 10 to 20%. Reinforce there's always more. Pillar 6. Joy and freedom as end goals. Keep the identity human. Wealth without joy becomes hollow. Unstoppable people tie the identity to freedom and fulfillment. How to force it. Freedom milestones. Celebrate not just money numbers, but freedom markers. Quit bad job. First passive income covering bills. Time with family. Joy audit quarterly. Rate life enjoyment 1 to 10. If below 8, adjust behaviors to protect it. Endgame vision. Regularly ask, what does the fully wealthy, fully free version of me do with their days? Live small pieces of that now. Chapter 7. The overflow cycle. Giving, receiving, and multiplying wealth without fear. Welcome to Chapter 7 of the wealth mindset shift nobody talks about. You have now rewired the core identity, destroyed the silent anchors, installed daily rituals that keep the new beliefs alive, forced aligned money decisions into automatic habit, and committed to long-game behaviors that sustain and scale wealth over years. These systems are powerful. They will move most people from stuck to comfortable and comfortable to abundant. But to reach the level where wealth feels truly limitless and effortless, where money flows in increasing waves without constant fighting, you must master the final psychological layer, the overflow cycle. The overflow cycle is the mindset shift almost no one discusses openly. Wealth multiplies most powerfully when you stop clinging to it and start circulating it. Unstoppable wealth builders don't hoard or fear loss. They give generously, invest boldly, and receive without guilt because they operate from the deep belief that abundance is infinite and circulation creates more. When you give from overflow, not from scarcity, when you invest without attachment to short-term results, when you receive with gratitude instead of suspicion, the cycle accelerates. More comes in, more goes out productively, more comes back multiplied. This chapter is about installing the overflow cycle so deeply that holding on to money out of fear feels unnatural and letting it flow feels like breathing. We'll cover the 4 pillars: giving as multiplication, investing as trust, receiving without resistance, and detachment from outcome. Each pillar includes real stories, psychological mechanisms, and daily/weekly practices to make overflow your new normal. Pillar 1. Giving as multiplication, the paradox of generosity. Most people believe giving reduces wealth. Unstoppable people know giving multiplies it, not magically, but through psychological, social, and energetic leverage. Mechanism. Psychological. Giving reinforces abundance identity. I have so much I can afford to give. Social. Generosity builds reputation, relationships, and reciprocity. People remember givers. Energetic. Circulation prevents stagnation. Money that sits idle loses momentum. Money that moves attracts more. Real example, John D. Rockefeller gave away over $500 million, in today's dollars billions, to education, medicine, and churches. He didn't do it from guilt. He did it from conviction. I believe it is my duty to make as much money as I can and then give it away as wisely as I can. His giving created massive goodwill, opened doors, and reinforced his identity as a steward of wealth. The cycle compounded. He died one of the richest men ever, and his legacy institutions still generate impact. How to force giving as multiplication. Fixed giving percentage. Commit to giving 5 to 10% of every inflow. Income, bonuses, windfalls, automated if possible. Joyful giving ritual. When you give, pause and feel the expansion. This act proves I trust abundance, and abundance trusts me back. Strategic giving. Give where it creates leverage. Mentor someone who will pay it forward. Fund education/tools that multiply value. Support causes aligned with your eternal why. Micro-give daily. Give something small every day. Knowledge, time of coffee, encouragement. Log it as overflow proof. Pillar 2. Investing as trust. Letting money work without micromanaging. The old identity fears loss so much it either hoards cash, losing to inflation, or chases quick wins, gambling. The new identity trusts long-term compounding and releases control. Mechanism. Trust reduces cortisol, stress hormone, and increases prefrontal cortex activity, rational decisions. Detached investing outperforms anxious tinkering. Real example, Warren Buffett's entire fortune came from buying quality businesses and holding them for decades. He doesn't panic sell during crashes or chase hot trends. His identity. I'm the kind of person who trusts time and compounding. That trust turned modest early investments into one of history's greatest fortunes. How to force investing as trust. Automate everything. Set up auto transfers to index funds/ETFs/brokers so decisions happen without emotion. Detachment rule. After investing, set a no-touch period, e.g., 5 to 10 years for core holdings. When tempted to check/sell, say, I trust the process. This is the long game. Compounding visualization. Monthly, calculate projected growth. Use free calculators. Feel the future freedom. It reinforces trust. Small trust experiments. Invest in something new, stock, crypto, business, with money you can afford to lose. Watch it grow or learn without interference. Pillar 3. Receiving without resistance. Allowing overflow without guilt or suspicion. The old identity resists large inflows, guilt, fear of loss, too good to be true. The new identity receives with open arms, gratitude without apology. Mechanism. Resistance creates energetic blocks. Full acceptance signals the subconscious this is normal now, allowing bigger flows. Real example. Sarah Blakely, Spanx, received her first big check and didn't immediately spend it to balance. She invested it and kept building. Her identity: I'm the kind of person who receives massively and uses it wisely. That non-resistance let her scale to billionaire status. How to force receiving: gratitude receipt ritual. When money arrives, paycheck, sale, gift, pause and say aloud, "Thank you for this abundance. I receive it fully and use it wisely." Overflow celebration. When income exceeds expectations, do a small symbolic celebration. Nice meal, thank you note to self. Train the brain that big inflows are welcome and oh guilt rule. When old guilt/fear arises, interrupt. This is the old anchor. I now deserve and handle overflow with ease. Pillar 4, detachment from outcome. Trusting the cycle without obsession. The final layer: care deeply about results, but hold them lightly. Obsession creates anxiety. Detachment creates flow. Mechanism: attachment to specific outcomes creates stress and tunnel vision. Detachment allows creativity and opportunity spotting. Real example: Ray Dalio built Bridgewater on radical transparency and detachment. He cared deeply about truth, but didn't attach ego to being right. When wrong, he welcomed it as data. That detachment made him one of the most successful investors ever. How to force detachment: outcome release statement. After any money action, invest, launch, negotiate, say, "I've done my best. The outcome belongs to the process/universe/God. I trust it." Weekly detachment review. Ask, where did I obsess over results this week? How can I care deeply but hold lightly next week? Trust practice. When anxiety about money arises, do 4-7-8 breathing plus repeat. The cycle is working. I release control and trust the flow. Your Chapter 7 Overflow Cycle assignment starts circulating today. Set up one automatic giving percentage, 5 to 10% of every inflow. Do it this week. Choose one investment to automate, even small, and commit to no touch for 12 months. Install receiving ritual. Next time money arrives, pause and receive it fully aloud. Practice detachment. After any money decision today, release outcome verbally. Daily overflow log. Today, I circulated/gave/received/trusted by weekly review. How did letting go and circulating increase flow this week? Chapter 8, The Permanent Wealth Identity. Integrating everything into an unbreakable, lifelong way of being. Welcome to the final chapter of the wealth mindset shift nobody talks about. You have now walked the full path. You've exposed the hidden ceiling that silently caps your finances. You've named and begun destroying the subconscious anchors that enforce it. You've installed the daily rituals that rewire your identity from scarcity to abundance. You've forced aligned money decisions until they become automatic. You've committed to the long game behaviors that sustain and scale wealth over years: compression, curation, evolution, protection. And you've anchored it all to a transcendent legacy purpose that makes regression feel like betrayal of something sacred. If you've been forcing every single step, every morning prime, every real-time interrupt, every proof log, every upgraded decision, every giving/investing/receiving ritual, your wealth identity is no longer something you're trying to adopt. It is who you are becoming day by day, decision by decision. But becoming is not the end. The true shift is permanence, when the new identity stops feeling like effort and becomes your default operating system for the rest of your life. This chapter is about integration and immortality. How do you fuse all these pieces into one seamless, unbreakable way of being? How do you prevent drift, backslide, or complacency over decades? How do you keep evolving the identity so the ceiling keeps rising forever? And how do you live so the wealth you build serves joy, freedom, impact, and legacy, not just numbers on a screen? We'll cover the final 4 integration layers: lifelong system maintenance, identity evolution checkpoints, overflow as lifestyle, and the eternal anchor. These are the rituals, recalibrations, and mindset locks that turn a powerful shift into a permanent transformation. Layer 1. Lifelong system maintenance. The daily, weekly, quarterly, annual cadence. Unstoppable wealth identities don't stay strong by accident. They're actively maintained through a recurring cadence of reviews, resets, and reinforcements. Daily, 5 to 10 minutes. Morning, identity priming plus eternal Y tether plus 1 overflow intention. Today, I circulate / give / receive / trust. Evening, proof stacking plus gratitude for inflows / outflows plus tomorrow's microproof action. Weekly, 15 to 20 minutes, Sunday evening. Review all rituals, which were consistent, which slipped. Adjust 1 week link. Momentum chain check. Celebrate streak length. Reset if broken. Double action next day. Overflow log. Track giving, investing, receiving moments. Notice multiplication. Quarterly, 1 to 2 hours. End of March, June, September, December. Full system audit. Score 1 to 10 on each pillar. Identity strength, anchor destruction, daily decisions, long game behaviors, legacy pull, joy. Legacy asset check. Progress on your contribution vehicle. Next milestone. Identity upgrade preview. What new belief is emerging? Test it for 30 days. Annual, 1 to 3 days, preferably retreat style. Deep life reset. Rewrite vision letter, bolder. Eternal Y, deeper. Identity statements expanded. Full financial autopsy. Net worth growth, biggest wins / losses, lessons, new anchor spotted. Grand gesture. Book a deep retreat. Start new legacy asset or make one massive giving / investing move. Public recommitment. Share updated vision with trusted circle or online. Raise the stakes. This cadence turns maintenance into momentum. Skip it and drift begins. Force it and the identity self-corrects forever. Layer 2. Identity evolution checkpoints. Let the ceiling keep rising. The wealth identity you install today will eventually become tomorrow's limitation. Unstoppable people treat identity as a living thing. They upgrade it every 12 to 24 months, so the thermostat keeps rising. Signs it's time. Current financial goals feel too easy or small. Old fears no longer trigger guilt, scarcity, too much anxiety. You've hit and surpassed previous impossible income / net worth levels. Evolution process. Annual or when plateau hits. Old versus new, right? Old me believed, list fading anchors versus new me believes, bolder versions. The future self interview. Ask your 5 to 10 year ahead self. What do I now believe about money / abundance that current me doesn't yet fully accept? Test and integrate. Choose 1 to 2 upgraded beliefs. Prime them daily for 90 days. Track proof moments. If they feel true, make them permanent. Celebrate upgrade. Mark the shift with a symbolic act. New journal, small luxury purchase from overflow, public declaration. Real example. Oprah's identity evolved multiple times, from survivor to media builder to global influencer to philanthropic force. Each upgrade expanded her ceiling until her wealth reflected her new self-concept. Layer 3. Overflow as lifestyle. Make circulation your default state. The ultimate sign the identity is permanent. Wealth flows in and out without friction. You give generously, invest boldly, receive gratefully, and detach from outcome. Not as special events, but as normal breathing. Daily overflow habits. Automatic circulation. 5 to 10% giving, 50 to 70% investing / saving. Rest for living / enjoyment. All automated. Gratitude receipt. Every inflow, pay, refund, gift, triggers thank you. I receive this fully and circulate it wisely. Joyful spending. Spend guilt-free on experiences / values that align with legacy, but never to prove or balance wealth. Detachment practice. After big moves, invest, give, launch, release. I trust the cycle. The outcome is handled. Weekly overflow check. How much did I circulate this week? Give / invest / spend joyfully. Did I receive without resistance? Did I trust without obsession? Layer 4. The eternal anchor. the one unchanging why. At the center of permanence is one unchanging anchor, your deepest why that survives every life stage, success level, and crisis. Examples of eternal anchors. To break the cycle of scarcity my family lived in for generations. To prove that disciplined value creation can create freedom for anyone. To fund solutions for cause that outlive me by centuries. Because settling would dishonor the price my past self paid to get here. How to force the eternal anchor. Write it once, one sentence, visceral, emotional. Keep it short enough to memorize. Daily eternal tether. Say it aloud after morning priming. This is why I never stop becoming more. Crisis anchor. When doubt, fear, or complacency hits hardest, repeat it like a mantra until clarity returns. Pass it forward. Share it with your children, mints, or community. Let it live beyond you. Your Chapter 6 final integration assignment. Seal the permanent identity. Write your eternal anchor statement. Make it visceral and non-negotiable. Create your personal cadence calendar. Daily 10-minute review, weekly momentum check, quarterly audit, annual reset. Schedule your first identity evolution checkpoint, 12 months out. Block the time now. Set up one new overflow automation, giving percent or investment transfer. Activate today. Perform one symbolic act of permanence. Write a letter to future self, burn old scarcity statements, or make a legacy pledge. Final journal. Entry. I am no longer shifting. I am living the permanent wealth identity. This is who I am. You have the full system. The ceiling is shattered. The anchors are gone. The rituals are running. The decisions are automatic. The long game is locked. The legacy is active. The joy is fueling it all. There's no going back. Only deeper, wider, higher.